Hey there, I'm back with another video, your God ordained ministry. And this video is about not being anxious that your God ordained spouse might be talking to other counterfeits, to other women, other men. Um, if you look in Esther, King Xerxes talked to many women, probably hundreds, before he made Esther queen. Matter of fact, the more he spoke to other women, the more convicted and confirmed he was that Esther was the one, right? Let's read it. It's in Esther chapter 2. It says, then the king's servants who attended him said, let beautiful, they weren't ugly, beautiful young virgins, high value women, be sought for the king, and let the king appoint officers in all the provinces of his kingdom, that they may gather all the beautiful women, all the beautiful young virgins, to Shushan the citadel, and to the women's quarters, under the custody of Haggai the king's eunuch. And let beauty preparations be given them. So they were even prepared. Then let the young woman who pleases the king be queen instead of Vashti. And verse 8, so it was when the king's command and the decree was heard, and when many young women were gathered at Shushan, the custody of Haggai, that Esther also was taken to the king's palace, into the care of Haggai, the custodian of the women. Remember, Esther was a slave and an orphan, so it doesn't matter your status. That's a whole nother word. Now the young woman Esther pleased him, and she obtained his favor. So he readily gave beauty preparations to her besides her allowance, right? And she found favor. God will give you favor in your kingdom spouse's eyes. You don't have to be anxious. There's only one you. They could search the whole world and interview, talk to whoever they want, go on dates, whatever. There's only one you. God doesn't need our help. I've learned that painfully, that the more we help God, the worse things become. I'm trying to text my spouse and send him songs and don't you see how much I love you, and trying to explain my agape love. And it's like the more I try, the more misunderstanding there is. The more I reach out, the more I initiate contact, the worse it becomes. Because God is like, this is not your doing. This is not by might, not by power, but by my spirit, says the Lord, right? You get off the phone worse than when you got on. All this confusion and misunderstanding and miscommunication and misfiring, and that just leads to frustration and doubt. So let's not rush the process. God is trying to detox this person, to allow them to be healed, to be stretched. And God is using this very painful process, the rejection and all of that. He's using this whole process to detox us, to stretch us, to heal us through our need for validation and whatever, what you need healing from. So when you think of that song, I surrender all, it has to be walked out. We must learn entire submission to God's will, like Abraham, willing to take Isaac's life to kill the promise, like I said in my other video. I surrender all. Play that song, listen to it. So I'm sitting back in my feminine energy. I'm chilling, right? I'm not worried or anxious because God got me. He has you. There's a timeline for this thing. I picture myself just God blindfolded me, and I'm just walking out in faith, and he has you in the palm of his hands, right? So allow God to write your love story. I'm giving him back the pen, because when I take the pen, it's just scribble scrabble. It's just a mess. So I'm giving God back the pen, and he's writing our love story. Allow him to write our love story, because we don't know what we're doing, literally. Have a great day. I love you. I'm praying for y'all. Bye.